The Last Review by Henry Lawson. Turn the light down, nurse, and leave me, while I hold my last review, for the bush is slipping from me, and the town is going too. Draw the blinds, the streets are lighted, and I hear the tramp of feet, and I'm weary, very weary, of the faces in the street. In the dens of grind and heartbreak, in the streets of never rest, I have lost the scent and color and the music of the West, and I would recall old faces with the memories they bring. Where are Bill and Jim and Mary and the songs they used to sing? They are coming, they are coming, they are passing through the room with the smell of gum leaves burning, and the scent of wattle bloom. And behind them in the timber, after dust and heat and toil, others sit beside the camp fire yarning while the billies boil. In the gap above the ridges thereĺs a flash and thereĺs a glow. Swiftly down the scrub-clad siding come the lights of Cobb and Company, red face from the box seat beaming. Oh, how plain those faces come from his Elgolden Holel Eltis Peter Malintosh Woles going home. Dusty patch in desolation, bare slab walls and earthen floor, and a blinding drought is blazing from horizons to the door. Milkless tea and ration sugar, damper junk and pumpkin mash, and a day on our selection passes by me in a flash. Rush of big wild-eyed store bullocks while the sheep crawl hopelessly, and the loaded wool teams rolling, lurching on like ships at sea, with his whip across his shoulder, and the wind just now abeam. There goes Jimmy Nowlett plowing through the dust beside his team. Sunrise on the diggings. Oh, what life and hearts and hopes are here. From 100 pointing forges comes a tinkle, tinkle clear, strings of drays with wash to puddle, clack of countless windlass bowls, here and there the red flag. Flying, flying over golden holes. Picturesque, unreal, romantic, chivalrous, and brave and free. Clean in living, true in mateship, reckless generosity. Mates are buried here as comrades who on fields of battle fall, and, the dreams, the aching, hoping lover hearts beneath it all. Rough-built theaters and stages where the world's best actors trod, singers. Bringing reckless rovers nearer boyhood, home and God. Paid in laughter, tears and nuggets in the play that fortune plays. Eltis the palmy days of Gulgong, Gulgong in the roaring days. Pass the same old scenes before me, and again my heart can ache. There the drover's wife sits watching, not as Eve did, for a snake. And I see the drear deserted goldfields when the night is late, and the stony face of Mason watching by his father's mate. And I see my haggard women plainly as they were in life. Eltis the form of Mrs. Spicer and her friend, Joe Wilson's wife, sitting hand in hand past Carinal, not a sigh and not a moan, staring steadily before her and the tears just trickle down. It was no place for a woman, where the women worked like men. From the bush and Jones'll Alley come their haunting forms again. And, let this thing be remembered when Ilve answered to the role, that I pitied haggard women, wrote for them with all my soul. Narrow bedroom in the city in the hard days that are dead, an alarm clock on the table, and a pale boy on the bed. R.V. Aspinall's alarm clock. With its harsh and startling call never more shall break his slumbers. I was R.V. Aspinall. Maryland and Steelman, cynic, spieler, stiff-lipped, battler through, kept a wife and child in comfort, but of course they never knew, thought he was an honest bagman. Well, old man, you needn't hug, sentimental. You of all men. Steelman, oh. I was a mug, ghostly. Lines of scrub at daybreak, dusty daybreak in the drought, and a lonely swagman tramping on the track to further out. Like a shade the form of Mitchell, nosebag full and bluey up, and between the swag and shoulders lolls his foolish cattle pup. Kindly cynic, sad comedian. Mitchell, when you've left the track, and have shed your load of sorrow as we slipped our swags out back, we shall have a yarn together in the land of rest a while. And across his ragged shoulder Mitchell smiles his quiet smile. Shearing sheds and tracks and shanties, girls that wait at homestead gates, camps and stern-eyed union leaders, and Joe Wilson and his mates true and straight, and to my fancy, each one as he passes through deftly down upon the table slips a dusty linotel or two. So at last the end has found me, end of all the human push. And again in silence round me come my children of the bush. Listen, who are young, and let them, if I in late and bitter days wrote some reckless lines, forget them, there is little there to praise. I was human, very human, and if in the days misspent I have injured man or woman, it was done without intent. If at times I blundered blindly, bitter heart and aching brow, if I wrote a line unkindly, I am sorry for it now. Days in London like a nightmare, dreams of foreign lands and sea, and Australia is the only land that seemeth real to me. Tell the bushmen to Australia and each other to be true, I'll tell the boys to stick together. I have held my last review.